Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Not in My Lifetime podcast, episode 28. Finally, episode 28. It's been obviously coming for over a week now, but we're all finally together again. Been a bit busy
29.
28, 29. We'll just, we'll go from there. Doesn't matter.
All right, we skipped a week, so I'll let you know.
End of the day, we're back. We're back together again. It's the first time in a couple of weeks. 2 or 3 weeks, obviously, with sub-parties, obviously, like family stuff, other stuff we obviously going on. But the main thing is we're all here now. We're all here discussing City again, and it's a lot's happened, isn't it? The past few weeks since we were last talked. A lot of things are good, bad, just an absolute bloody nightmare. But before we get on with it, how you both doing?
Yeah,
not bad, mate. How are you?
Good. Well, the news with City just doesn't stop with it. It doesn't stop now at the moment. In terms of injuries and that. I mean, we'll start off with obviously. Cause I haven't really asked you both obviously this recently, but. Now we know what's going on. It doesn't matter how it doesn't end our season or whatever, but the fact that it's a big loss and the way he's injured himself, obviously with the meniscus and the ACL. How when you first heard that, how did you both feel?
He's the best player in the world, isn't he? He's a massive loss. That's the only answer you can give. Any team would miss him. He walks into every single team in the world. He is the best midfielder in the world, and anybody would feel that way.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He is, and of course I was there. He went down, obviously within the first few seconds, and I thought they're going to target him here. That you can see what they're doing. They're trying to mark him out.
He was definitely targeted by Arsenal.
Yeah,
we'll get into their dirty foul play in a minute.
The referee,
he was definitely targeted in the first second.
Yeah, and he went down, and obviously I was thinking, okay, he got back up, and then I didn't really see how he went down from the corner. Look, everyone's blaming Thomas Partey for it, right?
It wasn't really a challenge. It was just a landing. Really.
It's not his fault at all. They're running together. And Rodri's legs got caught in his legs, and they both
You can see it when his knee twinges. Yeah. You can see the muscle go.
And when he's down, I can remember I turned to my dad. I said, he's done his ACL. And Dad was like, no, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. I said, no, he's done his ACL. I said, you can tell. You can tell because he's on the floor, and everyone around is going like that. And then, of course, people are coming on. And then you get I still call him a trainer, the physio, whatever you want to call them. They come on, and the one looked at the other and just went, as if to say, this is good.
I could tell. I said straight away to Mum, said ACL, because
do
you remember a few years ago when Jim Rodriguez for Southampton did the same thing where he sort of landed really awkwardly on his leg?
Yes.
It was years now. But it landed really awkward. You could tell straight away it was ACL injury. It's a real shame because he actually playing really well at that point in the season. But after that in his career, he's never the same player after that. And I'm not saying up to Rodri, by the way, because some players can get back from that and be okay. But an ACL injury is massive. It's a massive thing to have. And also, not just ACL, meniscus as well. Meniscus injury as well as that. That's a big injury to have. I can't see him.
Meniscus.
I can't see him being back at least a year because remember, there's no way that Pep's going to rush him back either. I wouldn't either. I'm much so good he is.
Definitely not. Yeah. It's not an injury you can rush him back. It's a potential career-ending injury, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't rush it. You need to give it as much time as you can to get back into fitness.
We've got the best physios in the world. So we've got the best physios in the world, the best backroom staff in the world. So he'll be back, and I've got full faith he'll be back as good as he was when he left. It's Rodri, but it's going to take time. Obviously, he's not going to play again this season, is he? So let's just take it one step at a time. Let's just wait.
All three of us said before the season, during the window, we need a Rodri replacement.
Or a backup player who midfield. And I said summer, Zubimendi. The whole summer, Zubimendi's right there for that release clause. I don't care.
You might get your wish on that one now.
I know.
Maybe.
I love the guy. So I bloody hope that we get, And say, Martin says, "I big up Martin obviously as always." He says, "Yeah, it'll be over a year. That there's no way he's back 9 months. So it was just ACL. It was just ACL tear, 9 months.
Yeah,
max.
You might,
but meniscus.
You know, like I know, like you say, it's meniscus as well. So obviously, maybe I'm clutching at straws a little bit when I say this, but I'm not going to say his name. But the last player that we had who did an ACL, he managed to make an appearance in the final home game of the season. And it kind of brought the crowd up, didn't it? I know we'd already won the league by that point and everything was rosy, but you give us that lift as a crowd, didn't it? You know, when he came back and he made his first appearances. Maybe Rodri might sit on the bench for the last day of the season if everything has gone to plan. If his recovery is going... Look, he's not going to play. But what I mean is be named on the bench. Just as kind of that kind of... Ooh. Maybe he's getting close. Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of that boost. If things have gone to plan, like if we're likely to be champions, if we're in a Champions League final kind of thing. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, to kind of give us that little bit of a kick.
I'll ask Martin this obviously before we move on. I'll ask him. I think Zubimendi is obviously one name. It's not guaranteed to happen anyway. Look, if we get him, I'll be happy. He's a great defensive midfielder. I could get in there and do a great job. It'd be great. But we've got to remember here, either way, I want a player in January. You can't go for the rest of the season without a backup because the way it's going right now, we're okay at the moment. One more happens, all of a sudden it changes again, and then suddenly things shit. It's just Nunez and whatever now. It starts dwindling down. So at the moment it's okay, but we've got to get to the new year without any.
Well, the most natural replacement is obviously Gundogan, but he's aging.
Well, second to Gundogan are the obvious replacements, but
yeah,
they're not.
But then second,
physical enough, are they? They're not tall enough. They don't have the presence.
No.
If we come up against a big midfield, they're going to struggle, and I think we noticed that against Newcastle.
Yeah. But then I was going to say second to Gundogan as the most natural is Kovacic, but Kovacic is injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
So we're relying on two great players, but we're relying on two players who aren't as consistent, for want of a better word.
The thing is, right, I said before about January, right? I've heard a lot of rumors, obviously, about De Jong. Like, no, we will not get Frankie De Jong off that long injury he's had. There's no way we get Frankie De Jong from Barcelona, especially with that how much he's earning in Barcelona as well. That's not going to happen. I like him, by the way. I like De Jong as a player, but I don't want to be risking how much Barcelona want for him for a player who's been out injured for quite a while on a player
also millions anyway.
Exactly. So for me personally, I'm saying well from De Jong, but
let's not forget that even United didn't want De Jong. Barcelona were just trying to get rid of him.
But, yeah,
if City will make the right choice. If we always make the right
Madrid
choice.
Are letting a player go, then they're obviously not good enough. So why would we take?
Because I can't see us getting Wharton. I can't, especially how Palace started the year so far. I think Wharton's down the list now for me personally. I'm not saying he's not on the list, but for being real, I can't see him being a massive Rodri replacement. We need someone a bit taller than Wharton who can do that role much better. I mean, Steve's it. Ricci. I watched much Italian football. I watched it a little bit on the highlights, and I've heard of Ricci, this player obviously from Torino. But are we really gonna be relying on a player who's obviously just got into it to replace Rodri? I'm not saying I want a guaranteed proven name, but I'm saying that we've got to think about this before we get it. I mean, obviously, Martin's is here about Ederson at Atlanta. Atlanta's actually a really good player. I watched him against Arsenal. He looked like a really good midfielder. Barella is one player I definitely would like a City. He's a great player at Barella. He'd do a great job for us. Ricci and Zumba. It's what I mean. There's a lot of options there. There's no guarantee that's going to happen. But as long as we get someone in January that's good, I'm fine with it. Just someone comes in.
You're never going to get anyone as good as Rodri. I think everyone admits that. You're never going to get anyone who's anywhere near that level.
So we need someone who has a physical presence, though. Like Barella, he's just another Kovacic, Gundogan type of player, isn't he? Really?
Do you think Guimaraes has got it?
In terms of height and physicality, he doesn't have the presence that Rodri does.
No, I agree with that.
And that's what we need in midfield. It's It's not another small midfielder that we need.
I agree with that.
He's not a bad player, Tonali, but I think Tonali just back from a year out, so better.
I was literally going to say, what about Sandro Tonali? But then Tonali's like you say, he's come back from a year out, and his attitude's not quite there. Like,
no,
he's a good
player. He's a good player, but
But you need to see if he can do it in the Premier League first. Give him a year at Newcastle, see what he does, see what he's like.
Yeah.
Give him a
right. As I said,
no,
I wouldn't.
No release clause. They're going to ask for a lot of money from him, and I think are City going to pay £100 million for a player in January? No, they won't. If we do that money, it'll be in summer. So look, again, we'll have I think nearer the time we'll have a debate on who's going to come in, but right now it's way too early to start about transfers yet. We've got like 2 months to go before we get that. So, but either way, Rodri, it's a gutting injury to get to one of our best player in the team. Now, people panicked, as always in this fan base. They panic when an injury happens. Our season's over, we're shit and all that. I'm like, guys, we're not a bleed team that needs one player to win games. We have Haaland, the best striker in the world, on form
we're
right
not
now.
A one-player team, we're a system.
Exactly.
If one player's missing, another player comes in. It's not the end of the world if we get an injury.
And we didn't even play that bad.
It's a massive loss. We've got Rodri out, De Bruyne out at the same time. Which
Steve is a good point as
well. Nightmare fuel, isn't it? But if anyone's going to find a way, it's going to be that.
Interesting point, Martin. Okay, that's good to know at least. But it's kind of like I think obviously you're a bit more weedy obviously about what's going on with the club. I trust you, obviously what you say. I mean, look again. It's still early to say what's going to happen, but I think the club will spend money if they have to. I think they have to spend money on the right player in January. But so before, make sure it's the right player you get in. I want someone to come in. I think we all do, but don't just buy someone for the sake of it. Don't just buy Richie. Oh, he's this current player that's looking good. Get him in. Just get someone in of experience. Like if it is Barella, great. I wouldn't mind Barella because he can do a good round job. He's a workhorse. He can do. I wouldn't mind Barella, but again, Inter will demand money for him. They will. He's that good of a player. So we've got to think. We've got to think about obviously. I mean. Well, Steve's a good point here, about Dini and Rodri. So it's just down to whoever steps up. I mean, I said before, I think this period of time is big for Nunez. It's big for confidence. It's big for all these midfielders now because now all your positions now are on the line now. This is where it now steps again. So Matthias
it's even big for Lewis now. Lewis could easily take that position himself.
Stones
could do it.
Even Vardio. Even Gvardiol could do it as well. So
yeah,
again, what would
Gvardiol is too good for centre half. He's too good for left.
He's way too.
He's very technically gifted. He could easily play in midfield.
I saw something the other day about Gvardiol being one of our best finishers.
I bet he's class. He's honestly that Newcastle. I was like, that's a Haaland finish. The way he finished it off.
Great finish.
Well, he's the defender with the highest amount of goals involvement, isn't he, this year?
6 goals. Yeah, 6 goals this year. It's ridiculous. But I'm pleased with him and Jack, by the way. Were our best players on Saturday. Them two were great. I thought that both of them put a great shift on the left-hand side. I mean, the rest of them will go on.
Jack's in really good form at the moment.
Both were all right against Darton as well.
That's the thing about Stones. Yeah, that's the thing about Stones' injuries.
Going back to Arsenal, both looked all right there. I thought that, do you know what? Everyone's criticising that Arsenal performance. I've got nothing against that at all. It's ridiculously difficult to break down a team that are just a bunch of 10 shithouses who don't care about anything other than defending and not playing football and wasting time.
I've no issue with the performance. I have an issue with the time wasting and the cheating and the simulating.
Yeah.
Faking injuries.
Exactly.
The substitute telling Raya to go down injured when there was nothing wrong with him. It's just disgusting. And it all comes from Arteta. And Arteta's a master of the dark arts. And it goes unnoticed quite a lot. But
I will say
disgusting play. You don't need to waste that much time. Just defend.
No.
I'm sorry, right? What was Trossard doing? I'm sorry, but I don't give a shit because I help us out. But what do you do in a situation? Like you're up 2-1. Granted, you found the way around. You go up 2-1. Fair play, you found the way. But surely your aim should be at that point. You know what we're going to do because Reich was sent off for a very similar thing. Let's not be stupid at half time. No, I'll be a dickhead and just
kick the ball away.
I was like, what are
Yeah,
you
it was
doing?
the second time in 3 weeks, wasn't it, that a player got sent off for kicking the ball away?
Yeah.
Like, just put
like...
2 and 2 together. Stop being arseholes. Just be professional. Because they get too overly emotional, Arsenal, and that's why they don't win anything. They put all the reds into one pile. They get riled up, and then they get disappointed a few months before the end of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, it just cycle repeats.
Yeah. Spot on. Yeah.
Look at City. We don't rely on time wasting or anything like that. We just get the job done. We just plow our way through the season. We don't cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Yeah. Raya.
I'm just going to say, the time wasting was absolutely shocking. But I've got nothing against kicking a bit of time, right? So what? Waste a bit of time, take the ball to the corner, run the clock down. Fine, I get it. But don't fake injuries. Don't take the piss with it. There's been a shit house, and then there's just been a cheat.
Like with that comment, Raya wasted 9 minutes on his own, and Arsenal had the cheat to question why 7 minutes were added on. It should have been double that.
Yeah. And it's mental. Then they're all moaning, oh, we scored in the 99th. There's only 7 added on. Yeah, listen to the ruling. The ruling is a minimum. Of.
Yeah.
Because they were wasting time during extra time. It's obvious why there was extra time.
Nobody kicked. Not one team kicked a ball in added time. So the referee put his board up on 89:59. It clocked over to 90. The board went up with 7 minutes. Yeah. There was a player down from 8. I looked at the clock. A player went down at 89:50. Right? Not one ball was kicked in added time till the 3rd minute of the 7 added on. So there's at least another 2 minutes to be added on to the 7. So it's their own fault because they were too busy piss-assing around with bloody going down and messing around. And
it's the wrong way to waste time. You take it to the corner flag.
Yeah, you keep the ball in play.
Waste time whilst the ball is still live.
Yeah.
If you keep starting the game, the referee's just going to keep adding it on.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be your own worst enemy at the end of it.
Yeah, which they were.
Yeah.
Arsenal got half of what they deserved. They didn't deserve to win the game. We did. But they got what they deserved by wasting their own time and messing around. Conceded a goal in the 99th minute. And they are very lucky. If it wasn't for Haaland, did he hit the post? Was it the Arsenal hit the post? Or was it the one before when he could have got a trick? But maybe I'm wrong. But one of the Gundogan had it the post from the free kick, didn't he? You know?
Yeah.
Foden had a great chance. Vardiol forced a great save out of David Raya. Arsenal are incredibly lucky that was only an equalising goal, not the winning goal.
Oh, yeah. Because if we had a few extra minutes after that, we would have won that game. If we
battered Arsenal second half. Battered them. And I don't care what anyone says. All these Arsenal fans come in, oh, well, City are rattled, they only got a point. Bollocks. We absolutely battered Arsenal. And if Arsenal hadn't wasted their own frigging time, they might have got a win out of it, but they didn't deserve it. They weren't the better side. No way.
It was a thoroughly enjoyable game, though.
Yes,
like
it was.
From start to finish, it was brilliant. It had everything.
Yeah.
If you were a neutral, I can imagine that was a really fun game to watch.
Yeah,
compared to all the other shite we get every week.
I will say as well
across the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
That was an enjoyable game, wasn't it?
Enjoyable results.
Although, speaking of which, Bruno's just had his red overturned, hasn't he?
Has he?
Yeah.
It's just come through now.
It wasn't red before. It wasn't a red card before.
No, it was a red. In my opinion, it's a clear red.
I didn't quite
see it. Are you saying that just because it's Bruno Fernandes?
No. Right. So he slips.
His foot's high.
He slips. He intentionally looks up, lifts his leg up, studs up, to pull the player down. It's an unnatural position.
Yeah, fair enough. But
I get it.
If you
and
slip,
to be fair,
if you slip, you fall. You don't lift your leg up when you slip.
To be fair, the amount of times he gets away with being an absolute on the pitch, he deserved it. And United deserved it. I can't say I'm that surprised it's been overturned, to be honest.
No.
If it was anyone else, it wouldn't have been. If it was,
to be honest, I initially thought it was a second yellow because someone said Fernandes has been sent off, and then because obviously I was away over the weekend, so I didn't see any games. I only saw the highlights of the majority and obviously caught up on the major incidents. But someone said Fernandes has been sent off, and then I saw what he was sent off for, and I thought, it's second yellow, definitely. But then someone was like, no, it's a straight red. I was like, okay. Well, it's United, so I couldn't give a shit. But I thought it was quite amusing that he'd been sent off for it. And then I couldn't help but think, if any one of our players had been sent off for that, I'd have been furious.
I'd agree with it.
It's one of them. It did.
He's split and he's intentionally lifted his leg up, studs up to bring the player down.
It's interesting you interpret it as really. Honestly, I'm not being sarcastic, but it is genuinely interesting that you find it you interpret it as intentional because
it's an unnatural position.
That's my entire point about every decision being subjective and look at it through a referee. That's why I can't understand why people criticize them because of how difficult it is, because you've got three people here, just three random lads here. All of us have got a different interpretation of that red card.
Do you not
I initially thought it's second yellow.
The referee gave it. The VAR then agreed with the referee.
Yeah.
And now the FA have overturned it. So the FA don't even have faith in their own referees.
Who gets involved in that? There must be a referees panel.
Is it PG MOL? Was it? We'll do it.
I'll tell you who got involved in it. Fergie probably got the FA. He said, "Listen, I'm still alive. Give me what I want."
So moving on from them lot, I will talk about Savio in that Arsenal game because I generally thought he was brilliant. And
yeah, really good game.
I was shocked he didn't play with Newcastle. I was baffled that we didn't play with Newcastle because I'll tell you one thing about.
Go on.
One thing about that game we needed on that right hand side was a winger. Bernardo Silva is a good player, but he's not that player that we need on that right. Who's going to take on his man.
Yeah.
He can do it, Bernardo, but
he's on the wing. Bernardo goes invisible when he's on the wing. He's ineffective against Newcastle. He did absolutely nothing. And it was crying out for Doku or Savinio. It really needed someone just to run.
I can't comment on the performance, like I say, because I didn't see it. I've only seen the main incidents. But I asked my dad why he thought they didn't play, and he said it's Newcastle's a thinner pitch, innit?
Yeah.
So maybe it's because Pep's thought Savinio and Doku stay wide and hold their position, but at Newcastle, because it's slimmer, it's closer in. There isn't as much of a gap for them to find. So he's put Pep there. He's put Bernardo there so he can hold the ball up better.
There's our Rodri replacement.
That's exactly what Jack does.
Oh, yeah, Pep DM. Our retirement.
Because Jack holds the ball really well. So therefore, you haven't got the space to run down the wing. Whereas at City, it's a massive open pitch. Huge wide spaces, Savinio and Doku or Jack or whoever will bring the players out. But at Newcastle, you haven't got that luxury.
No, but Jack stays quite wide, though. Jack takes the ball wide.
Yeah, he does. Great, but he's better at holding it up, isn't he?
And Savinio and Doku would still have been wide. I think it was because it was a physical game against Newcastle.
And physicality, yeah.
It's a faster game, and you need to be switched on.
Yeah.
In all three games as well, Jack was brilliant in all three games, by the way. With Watford, Newcastle, I mean, he's been brilliant all three games that I've seen so far recently. I mean, I'm so pleased that he sort of getting himself back into a run of form again. Obviously, start of the year, injuries was not ideal, but I've really seen a real change in mentality and change the way he's really taking on his man now. And I think where was this last 2 years, but I'll take it. The fact that he's doing it now is better than nothing at all. I'm just pleased that we've got some.
Look how good he is when he doesn't have time to think about what he's doing. Like the goal against Newcastle was purely the ball went to him, he's run, stopped with it a little bit, he's not really had any time to really think. He's just pass.
I don't think he's doing anything different though.
I think he's attacking. He's taking a man on
the same way he always has. And
he's passing earlier. He's passing earlier, which is good. Which I think he didn't do a lot, which is what let him down. I think he knows now that he hasn't got the pace necessary to do it all the time, but he has the strength in him and also the guy for the ball to find it. I think Josko as well, the way he moved as well in that position. Guardiola. How is he? Is he a defender? I thought he was a striker again. The way he was playing,
I haven't got a clue what he is. I don't know what he is. We signed him as a centre back, played him as a left back, but now he's fucking playing up front.
I think he's played centre half once, hasn't he?
Yeah,
exactly.
I think he's been our best defender so far this season. He's been our best defender. He's been playing well. I mean, week in, week out. He sort of gives us. I mean, defensively, is he foolproof? No, but I can't say he's bad at that either. He can do his job defensively, but obviously when he needs to as well. He can sort of put a man out. I mean, I thought against Saka did well. Didn't notice him at all Saka that game.
We could do well against Saka.
Do you not rate him?
No. Absolutely.
Yeah, well class.
Do you know what? I looked a bit of an idiot against. Nothing changes, but I was sat chatting to my mate after the Arsenal game, and half time, obviously, Saka was taken off, wasn't he? Because of Trossard.
Yeah.
And I said, well, there you go.
He had a bit of a limp because he was having a shit game.
I said, there you go. There's another typical English talent who's been shafted by the media, given to Golden Boy and all this rubbish. And now he is having a stinker and he's whacked straight off the pitch. And my mate, I was obviously taking the mick. And my mate looked at me and went, he's got an assist. And I thought,
I'm sorry.
They took off the player that had an assist.
I've got some news, lads, about tonight's midfield.
I've just seen that.
Gundogan, Nunes, Foden tonight.
Oh,
it's different.
Happy with that?
I'll take.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get Foden in form, don't we?
We shouldn't have.
A couple of appearances he's had isn't good enough.
We shouldn't have. We'll get on to tonight properly in the next sort of 10, 15 minutes. But no disrespect to Slovan Bratislava. But I am going to disrespect them because we should have absolutely no problem whatsoever. It should be about, if we don't score 4, I'll be surprised. At least.
Yeah.
But it's a good opportunity. I mean, fucking hell. Celtic put 6 past them.
5, but yeah.
5 was it? 6? 5. There you go. Yeah. Even more points. But yeah, we shouldn't have a problem. It's a perfect game to try out something new. Exactly the same as Watford was. And I know Watford had a crazy 10 minutes, but that was because Pep thought, the game's won. I'm going to bring on everyone who's like 15, 16, 17 and just give them a run out. Fair enough. It happens. And to be fair to Tom Ince, it's a cracking goal. Great goal. But it's a goal from nothing, really.
We were all shitting ourselves in that last 5 minutes, though, against Watford.
Yeah, we did. But let's be real. They didn't create anything other than that. They had that one little break, but we covered it quite well in defence. So there's nothing really to worry about. But again, tonight, another chance to experiment and find out what we can do. And I think that midfield you could see a lot of it in the coming weeks because players need form and players need to keep working and just keep proving that they can do it. I mean, Gundogan, Nunes and Foden, they all need form because apparently Gundogan was awful on Saturday.
It wasn't great.
I wouldn't go as far as to say awful, but
it wasn't great.
Brought him back. He hasn't really performed, really.
There you go. So there's another one who can play himself into form a bit. Foden, as we've said, And it's giving Núñez a chance.
I was surprised.
You can play one player into form, but you can't play 3 players at the same time who are out of form.
I was surprised he didn't start on Saturday. I was like, "Where's Foden? Why is he starting this game against Newcastle when we're no Kev and no Rodri?" I'd have played De Bruyne, which we were playing. I wish Phil started that game on Saturday. I'd like to have seen him play a bit more than what he got. I get that Pep's the manager. No knows best. I'm not saying I know better than Pep Guardiola, by the way. But I'd like to have seen him start the game against Newcastle just to see how he would have done. Because I think we didn't have any kind of creativity in that midfield. Apart maybe Jack. Didn't have much else going on.
We should really see Jack play in midfield, I think.
What, in the middle rather than on the wing?
Backs, we should.
When he was at Villa, he had the free position, didn't he? He could do whatever he wanted, and he played down the middle quite a lot. At City, he's limited on the left, and that's why people criticise him, because when he does run at players and come inside, that's when he's at his best. And he is a creative player, and with De Bruyne out of form, injured, and Foden out of form, give him the chance in midfield.
Might as well, yeah. Because I think that obviously I haven't got the team announced yet, but as soon as it announces, I'll let you know what it is. Obviously. But as far as I'm aware, it is that midfield 3 that is playing.
Yeah, it is. Sam Lee's just tweeted it.
Yeah. Now, who else will be? I mean, I think Haaland will start this game. I think he will. But I think what it'll be is he gets 2 goals, he's off, and fair enough. I don't want to be because if he's injured at any point, I'm worried, concerns, because I know we can do false 9, but it's been years since I've done false 9 about Haaland. That's a long time, and you can't just force it back in again.
Or would you rest him today?
I wouldn't play Haaland today if it was up to me.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, like I say, we shouldn't have an issue. I mean, he didn't play against Watford, did he? It should be very similar, but the scoreline should be bigger. I'm 50-50. I can see both sides.
Could be.
There you go. Isn't Haaland rested? It wouldn't surprise me.
Would probably be rested. But
he is.
Well, no confirmation yet. I haven't got any confirmation of any lineup yet. I know it's out in a bit because it's about an hour and 15. Well, is it? Was it an hour before kickoff?
Hour and 15.
Okay, so we're getting a little bit. We'll get confirmation in a little bit. I mean, Matt, mate, so far in Hamilton today, Stade Brestois beating Salzburg 1-0. Crazy. And
we're missing a classic there.
Oh, mate, what a game. Still on telly. But no, I think
2 of the European heavyweights.
I think that tonight's game should be a formality. It should be a formality. I'm not saying it will be. It should be a very simple game to get won. Because you remember now, I look at the fixtures going up towards December. We've got a very good run of fixtures now. No hard games. So, look, Spurs away, ignore that. The Carabao Cup, ignore it. No one cares. Like, honestly, if we win, cool. But either way, we're winning anyway. I'm not bothered if we win it anyway because it's not a priority for us anymore. Our priority is the FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League, and Carabao Cup when it happens. I think for me, it's all about the league games. I think for me, this game and Fulham are the biggest games for us to worry about right now. After that, Wolves, obviously. I mean, we should cut Wolves anyway. Wolves are fucking terrible. But
saying nothing.
And Saints are terrible as well. We should bat both next 2 teams after the break. They're both terrible. So, I think.
Is there so we've got this weekend and then another international break?
Mate, I know. I'm fucking
international break next week.
More fucking England to watch. No, I'll turn it off.
Although, to be fair, watching England wasn't so bad under the Baldy. Some of us small people who were all right.
Maybe that's where the magic really is.
Oh, man.
No, we know that's not true because Ten Hag is shit, isn't
he? Yeah. No, bald cap.
Yeah, but the others are all right. Newcastle is too bad at England.
So Ten Hag is the dark horse.
Slot's a good manager, actually.
Slot's right. Yeah.
I said to everyone as well, don't underestimate him. He is a good manager. Give him a bit of time. given someone to spend as well, a Liverpool team, it'd be a great team the next 2 years. It'd be a tough team to beat because he's got.
Give Ten Hag some more time as well. He'll get.
Yeah, even more time. Give him at least 10 more years, please. 10 more years. Right, team confirmation. Ortega's in goal. Granted, that's going to happen anyway. Lewis, Akanji, Stones, Vardy.
Ortega in goal. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I had to think, Champions League and Ortega's starting. Yeah. But yeah, of course. Fair enough.
Nunez, Gundogan, pivot. Foden in the middle. Savio and Doku, Haaland.
Okay.
Now, more than good enough, isn't it?
Yeah. I imagine what will happen is this. Haaland will score 2. Half time, get on the bench. You're not playing anymore because we can't risk him getting injured. Because if he's injured, ain't looking good, bro. Ain't looking good if he's injured. Because I'm like, okay, right, yeah, sack it in. I'm out, but I just
Dundo's captain as well.
Yeah,
he should be the squad captain full time.
Yeah, see, really. Walker, cigarette Walker, slinging fucking hook. I'm done with him. Honestly, just get
Gundogan second.
Yeah, honestly,
I still think it should be Diaz.
Yeah, Diaz,
Gundogan. I think Gundogan is in the squad as Champions League winning captain. He should be the squad captain.
I can see why, but I maybe I'm slightly biased to Diaz.
Yeah, because I'm captain. It's Gundogan tonight.
Yeah,
that's good. Not Walker. Thank God for that. Yeah, he did, Ryan. Oh, fucking hell.
He's too busy pissing everybody off, isn't he?
He literally is.
I find that whole
every decision that Walker makes at the moment is the wrong decision.
That's worse.
And if it was any other player,
there's a camera pointing at him at everything he does, and he makes the wrong decision every single time.
We've all been there, though.
Be aware
this whole thing is hilarious.
No. I'm not. It's just the fact that it's
you wouldn't do it in front of a camera, though, would you?
Yeah, but you don't know the camera's there.
There's a camera there.
Paparazzi, innit? Paparazzi. But look,
you don't know the camera's there.
Look, it's what it is, man. But
if there's a guy pointing a camera at you, you know he's
right?
There.
You don't know the camera's there. I was driving to Manchester with 2 lads. I don't know. One of them's definitely watching this now, and he'll find this hilarious. The other one, I don't know if he's watching. I won't name them, but we were driving up, and we drove past this lay-by, and there was 4 lads stood there, all doing the business, right? Literally all in a line. The person driving was in the car we were in was as we went past, right? That's on camera because it was on dash cam. I have got the footage on my phone. You don't know the camera's there. So I get Kyle Walker's making the wrong decision, but to me, I find the whole thing hilarious. People have blown it way out of proportion.
No,
it's just because it's Kyle Walker. If it was anyone else, it would just get laughed off. But because he's had such a dreadful few months in terms of what he's said in podcasts and done in his personal life, it's just, Kyle Walker's done it again.
Again, Kyle, come on the podcast. Feel free to podcast.
Come on, because it'd be hilarious. I think it's just, we've all been, right, and I said it on Twitter before, people can clip me and slag me off for saying this all they want, but every single person has been in that position Kyle Walker was in. And yeah, we don't all have cameras, but we've all been in that position, and it happens, and so be it. If he gets fined 150 quid, I'm sure it takes a huge chance. Exactly.
But yeah, that's right. Doku and Savio tonight. I want to see
back to being serious.
Yeah, back to the podcast. For me, I want to see Doku and Savio have a game tonight. I think both of them can be some. If both of them can get their funnel ball and finishing right, they'll be the deadliest winners in the league. Like Doku has the ability to be that kind of player. Savio, is it enough times now on his man passing? That pass to Haaland, by the way, was exceptional for Arsenal. That was Arsenal. The way he sort of turned his defender and he ran past like 2 or 3 players and played that ball like De Bruyne-esque pass. I was like, This guy is generally can be one of the best players in the world.
That was Mahrez. It was just pure Mahrez, wasn't it? The way he cut inside and just threaded the ball through.
But also, it's the way he's
a perfect assist.
He's also a very smart player. Yeah, very smart player. But he's not like just a guy who's just
quick
skilled
as well.
He knows when to do it. He doesn't do it randomly. He does skills when he needs to do skills, and it always works like that because he just knows how to get past the man.
And he can take a corner.
I know, fucking. But obviously, I haven't scored one yet. I haven't scored one yet. That's the next stage. Let's actually score a corner. But we've got Diaz, Haaland. No, can't score from corners. Fucking hell.
I saw something before. Going back to talking to corners, Arsenal have had like 33 corners or 34 corners. Hey,
these man,
and they've scored off 3 of them. We've had over 60 corners and we've scored off 1 of them.
We've got Akanji, Diaz, Stones, Vardiol, and we can't score from corners, lads.
We don't even beat the first man.
This should be in training. We should be like Arsenal, or better than Arsenal. We're much taller than Arsenal.
Do we count the Arsenal goal as a goal from a corner?
That's the only one they're counting. The one against Arsenal. That is the goal from a corner. And we've had over 60 corners.
It's passed into the box. Fuck's sake. Just cross it in, the fuck's sake. Someone on a corner who can put the ball back in the box. And
do you know what, though? Saying this about corners, I don't think the pitch at the Etihad helps in any way. Because if you look at it, I don't know whether you'll be able to see, Danny, because you're above it, so it's looking down. But looking from a side on, the pitch is raised. There is a slant.
There's a drop.
Literally a yard away from the corner flag. So the players have got to run uphill.
Old Trafford, but there is one.
Yeah. I don't think that helps at all. I think that's a disadvantage to me, personally, having that gap.
Because you're having to step up before you kick it. If you were kicking it on a what's the word, flat surface, you'd be able to get more lift on it.
Yeah. But that's maybe me being a bit cynical with the ground staff, but
no, I think for me, right, I think from what I've seen of the 3 games, obviously I've seen, right, I've got a few like positives to take from. I think Edison's been great this season. I can't fault him at all really for another goal. I mean, I know he's
done nothing wrong.
It's not another goal was conceded, so I've been his fault anyway. I think
maybe obviously conceding the penalty, but
that's not his fault.
But you've got 3 players that have done him dirty there. Akanji's got wrong side. Walker's playing him onside. Who was the other one?
Was it Diaz?
Diaz, yeah. So Diaz is out of position. Walker's playing him onside, and Akanji's on the wrong side of the defender. So once Gordon runs through, what's Edison supposed to do? If he stands his ground, Gordon's just putting it past him because Gordon's that good. You might get the odd save like Ortega against Son, but you've got to look at that. That's a poor finish from Son. So you've given the keeper a chance. I can't see Gordon giving the keeper a chance. So if he goes to ground, you've got to time it perfectly to win the ball. He's got no other choice. You can't blame Edison for that. And those saying it's not a penalty, get in the bin because it is. It just is. It just is a penalty.
Yeah. It's a foul. Penalty should be given for that every week.
Look, Edison does his best what he can there, but at the end of the day, right, as a keeper, you're in you're fucked, basically.
You're completely screwed. You're completely screwed.
As you make that decision to run out of your box and bring the player down, it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah.
You need to make sure you're 100% accurate and 100% going to get the ball. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a penalty.
Which most keepers are. 19 goalkeepers in the Premier League in that situation aren't getting that right.
No.
You might get it right once or twice an entire season.
But most of them won't.
Yeah.
I mean, David Raya was technically
caught out of his box. We expect him to foul the other player. Don't we?
I mean, Haaland was caught one-on-one with David Raya for the goal, wasn't he? Haaland flicked it straight past him. That's a great finish.
Oh, yeah, mate. The eyes, the way he hit that, man.
So he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Haaland to bend it, but he just did it with the outside of his foot.
I love that goal. And also the way that Gabriel Saliba tried to get him, he's sort of like, no, bye. And I'm just, brilliant, honestly. And Also, before we move on the rest of it, Haaland, after that game, just exquisite shithousery. Just rattling. Like, I think we're rattled. Gabriel and Saliba were rattled. Haaland. Honestly, I was like, mate.
the entire Arsenal fan base, squad, coaching staff, the management, everybody in the upper management of Arsenal were rattled by
Lewis,
one player.
Well, Haaland sent Partey back to prison, didn't he? At the end, just took him right out.
He did. Yeah, he did. I can't say he didn't.
You know, he's not been in prison, but he should have been. So he sent him where he should have been.
But also, it's just the way as well. Like the way I asked this for ages now. Do that more against the big defenders. Yeah. If you get Madrid, do that to Rudiger. Rattle Rudiger. I'll tell you right, that will be a battle for the ages because he lets him so many times dominate him. Rudiger likes that kind of where you don't let him control. If you start rattling Rudiger, he can't handle it.
Haaland's thing is with Haaland. Maybe I'm talking rubbish. Don't say anything. But Haaland is
you clown.
What, me?
No. Jesus. No, Jesus.
You as well.
Okay. I thought you were saying like you clown for saying what I said. I think, but going back, like Haaland, he's so big, but I think he's scared to use his strength.
Yeah, I
you know what I mean? Like, I think he'd rather just kind of rather than
he's almost
just actually
too big,
do what
isn't he? If he uses it too much, he's going to physically hurt someone.
Stay humble, guys. Stay humble. Honestly, right? People say that. People were saying about Haaland, like, he'll come here and then he'll move on straight away. Do you seriously think this guy doesn't love us?
He completely adores the club, doesn't he? You can tell. He loves being here. He loves everything about the club.
I saw a hilarious tweet before. Stay humble. I saw a hilarious tweet before from one of those OF Arsenal fan people. I don't even know what they are. She literally tweeted a picture of Haaland in an Arsenal shirt about 20 years ago, or 15, 20 years ago, in an Arsenal shirt saying, "Stay humble, eh?" So someone quote tweeted it and put, think you need to shut up about being humble. And it was a picture of Arteta coaching Zinchenko, Sterling, and Jesus, all at City shirts. I was like, well, that's completely shut you up, hasn't it?
As well, I saw that. Who the fuck are you?
he just reacted how all of us would react, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Like some little kid is just coming up to him, giving him shit, and he's just like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
You got booked before you even made your debut, mate. Fuck off.
Right. Guys, what would you do, right, if we won at Emirates and Haaland scored the winning goal that Dan Arsenal then? Mate.
What was it like an Adebayor?
He's just that.
He would, though. He's the kind of player that would do that.
Do you want to see the ultimate dream, though? I want to see Rodri come on against Arsenal and score the winner against Arsenal, do the same thing.
Again.
Put his leg saying, it's still here.
But Arsenal fans hated Rodri from that last-minute goal he scored against them a few years ago.
I love it every time now.
He completely rattled them that game, and then he scored the winner. And then he rattled them even more, and now they just hate him, and we love it.
He's just I love him to bits, man. Like, look, this
Who
team.
scored the penalty we had that day?
Mahrez.
Yeah.
Mahrez scored every penalty apart from that one that mattered, didn't he?
Yeah, Liverpool. Tottenham. He missed against Tottenham as well.
If we win at the Emirates, right, honestly, I will feast on that result. Yeah. It will feed my family, honestly, because honestly, them Arsenal fans, I'm sorry, they're so arrogant. They haven't learned at all. They've learned nothing from 2 years.
No, if you're going to be arrogant, you have to earn it.
Yeah. Which is what Haaland has done.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? A lot more respect now for Liverpool. Even more now, because Liverpool actually knew that, all right, we're actually have a good team here. Let's fight. And they actually deserved it at the end of the Champions League, and because they actually fought and actually had a good team. Because their team wasn't rattled by our team. They weren't at all, because they were good enough.
The Premier League game was City against Liverpool.
Yeah, it's like what Bernardo said when we played Liverpool. they actually tried to play against us. They attacked us every single game. Every game was competitive. They kept going every season for about 6 seasons. They were competitive and they kept it up, and they were a really good opponent. And both teams respected each other. Arsenal are losing that respect because they're just wasting time, playing dirty, faking injuries. Liverpool never had to do that. They earned our respect, and they challenged us every year to the point where it was like a point difference.
Yeah, and that league when they had, by the way, was one of the best leagues. I think it's the most dominant teams I've ever seen from a team. I know we were dominant ourselves, but that year where they just threw us off the park, I mean, I was like, fair play. Like, I know we had injuries, but they were unbelievable that season. Like,
but we were crap that season.
We were terrible, but I give Liverpool deserve credit. Liverpool deserve credit for how good. I mean, I know it was a COVID title, but it's still a title that they won. They've still won the league, and rightfully so, because they actually played well the whole year.
They won it, just nobody saw it.
Yeah, well, your dad actually gave me the funniest thing about that. When he said, because I said, obviously, that season, I was chatting to him about something. I said, the season Liverpool won the league. And he went, what year was that? I said, the COVID season. And he goes, have you ever seen them lift that trophy? And I said, well, not live. No, I've seen the pictures. He goes, yeah, but have you ever seen it on video? Have you ever? I said, no. And he goes, nor have I. So they haven't won it, have they?
It's true, actually. Do you know what it is, right? I've never seen, right? Like, I've seen it before, but I've never seen much of the celebrations at all. It's weird. I would have thought it would have been don't get me wrong, right? I don't give a shit anyway, but it's a shame in a way for them because, like, I think how good they were. They deserved to have it in a season where it wasn't disrupted. Because as much as it would be annoying for us to see the but
it just makes me laugh when you say the Pep Klopp era. The Pep Klopp era where they won one trophy and we won about 15.
And also, right? How can Arsenal fans say anything when they've won a trophy in like 5 years? Almost 5 years. They've won a trophy in 5 years. They should win the league. I'll tell you right now, win the League Cup, because then I guarantee you'll start realizing how important it is to win and mentality. Because that team has no one had to win anything. If they won the Carabao last year, Arsenal would have won the league title last year because they
definitely. You have to start somewhere. Like when we won the FA Cup, next season we won the league.
Yeah,
but Arteta won the FA Cup 4 years ago, but that was before they were actually challenging for the title.
Yeah.
If you start off with a cup win, you get your players hungry for more. You want to get more. You want to achieve better.
Unless you're Manchester United.
And that's how you grow as a team. That's why Newcastle didn't go back to that top 4 place.
If
they didn't win that trophy.
If Spurs had Son on Sunday, by the way, it would have been like 7-8-0. It would have been honestly. I watched that game. I was like, this is one of the most biggest batterings 3-0. Honestly, we've won the past 3-0, 2-0, but Tottenham massacred them. It could have been an even bigger score if Werner was a better footballer. Actually, it wasn't Werner. It was actually Son playing left wing. Like the way that Tottenham played that game, like they had a centre back run through the entire team after 3 minutes in and pass across the goal. Like when you do that, you know you're shit. Sorry, you are. I'm sorry. You cannot let a centre back. It's like if Diaz thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'll do a messy run right through the entire team, pass to Haaland for a goal. I'm like, first off, when's that coming? Van der Ven. Oh mate, I want him at City. I want him at City. He would be perfect for us because he's tall, quick, can pass the ball, can actually lead. Is quite vocal as well at the back. Imagine him, Diaz, and Vardy at the back.
We don't need any more defenders.
We don't. But I think he'd be class for us.
He would. But we don't need him. We don't need to sell anyone. We don't need to bring any defenders in. We need a fullback. We need a holding midfielder. That's it.
Yeah.
And a striker.
Yeah. Maybe one who can play false 9 rather than an actual striker.
Score prediction for tonight's game. Do you know what? Actually, we'll obviously end it in a little bit, but I think we'll actually go into that now. Actually, but obviously tonight's game. I think tonight's game should be a formality. It should be. I'm not saying it will be. It should be with how they play. I know that at home tonight is their first home game, and they want to put on a performance. But if we go out tonight, take them seriously. Don't piss about, and I think they'll get back. Because when we do that, I hate that. Like, just take them seriously and get the job done.
Yeah.
Because when we do that, we actually win games quite convincingly. If we take the game seriously tonight, have the team we got out tonight, get the job done, get players off at Haaland off, and get them rested for Saturday. That's all I want tonight. I want a routine performance, few goals, clean sheet, please. I'm tired of seeing goals go in. Please, can we get a clean sheet? Because I'm tired of watching us concede goals.
Do you know what? It's like when you. I'm going to say this analogy because it came out last week, but when you play in FIFA and you are 5-0 up, and then you make a load of changes, and then the bloody computer goes and scores against you. And Danny has always said, if that game wants to score, it will score. And it's like that in real life with City at the moment, because we could be in a cruising position, and then all of a sudden the opposition score.
Goal 1-1. Fuck.
And it's like one of those ones where you launch your handset across the room. Because it's a really sweaty goal that you just think this would never happen in real life, because the defense is just stood there. Like you're trying to switch player. You're trying to switch player, and then it fucking switches to bloody Haaland miles away. And that's how it feels like when City concede at the minute, because it just comes out of nowhere.
There's one thing, right, about the treble year that I think we actually valued a lot more was clean sheets.
Yeah.
That we loved. Like, goals and clean sheets were literally the same thing for us. We got goals, but love keeping clean sheets.
Defense wins your titles.
That art has been lost for us last year. So we become too lax at the back. And that's something that we need to resolve again.
I think it's because the back four is always inconsistent.
Exactly.
It's too much rotation. In the treble winning season, it was the same back four, wasn't it? It was Stones, Diaz, Akanji, Ake.
That's probably our best back four.
And this year,
put Guardiola instead of.
Okay. Yeah. As I said before, Pep needs to find a spine. Not himself, actually. No, he's find a spine. I'm saying the team needs to find a spine, not him. Play a settled team, a spine. Obviously, no Rodri is what it is. Find that player to go there, and that is the team you must sort of play around or stick with most of the season. Because if we keep doing this every game, where it was roulette time, we played today that Gundogan competition, I want to know who I'm playing every game. Obviously, with injuries is what it is, but everyone's fit. I want a certain team playing week in, week out.
Yeah, because they build connections, don't they? They get to know each other. They know where each other's going to be. They have relationships. They're all good mates anyway. We're probably the closest squad in the world. They all love each other. But you still need to be able to have that working relationship as well.
I'll ask you both as well, right? For the wings, obviously the midfield is the midfield, and it'll be hard to sort of really tell right now who's on what best for at the moment, because I can't tell myself about Rodri until we sort of see a bit more. For the wingers, who would you go for? Is Doku and Savio what you go for, or is it Jack and Savio?
It depends on the game. I think if the game's going to be more open,
Savinho over Doku.
I think if the game's going to be more open,
technical ability, I think over Doku.
And you're going to have more space to run in, Doku, Savinho. But I think if it's more technical and it's going to be more closed and you need to keep working and keep possession and just keep going for it, Jack and Savinho.
Yeah, look, I think tonight's team's good. I think Joe. What I'm pleased to see Ortega in goal. I'm like, good. It's the kind of game I play him anyway, because I know Ellis in the Champions League, but we should be beating Raps rival even with Ortega. I also good keeper anyway, Ortega. So I trust him to do a job anyway, no matter what. I think having Lewis play is great. Again, I think Rico should have played against Arsenal. I don't know why he didn't play against Arsenal at all. Why play Walker against Arsenal? I'll never know. I think Rico would have been fine against Arsenal. I think
Rico's probably our most informed player at the moment. He's been incredible this season.
Akanji and Stones again, right? Now, don't be wrong. Walker was terrible.
Where's Diaz?
On the bench again. Why is Diaz not playing every game pretty much? He's our leader. This is what I mean about Pep. He needs to start finding a settled defence. Stick with it. Obviously, change if you need to change it in certain games, but play a settled back line, because every time we do this,
he's played a lot of games, though, hasn't he, Diaz?
Yeah,
there's a break, and we've got
Ballon d'Or
today as well.
Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or,
He's
really.
in the Ballon d'Or shortlist, didn't he? So
yeah, win it though. Yeah, win it. it's mate, Alex.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You've got a player in the top 5 who's not even getting on the starting 11.
But we all know who's winning now. That trophy. We know who's going to win it. So it's going to be Dribbler, isn't it? It's PR. So
have you noticed? I think it came out either last week or the week before.
Of the injury.
The only time a non-Madrid player has won the Ballon d'Or is when they haven't won the Champions League. Or Barcelona as well. Usually it goes to a La Liga player.
Ginger Afro.
Do you know what? Sorry, mate. Sorry, you haven't had it as good as I had it the other day. I was sat on a train in Edinburgh. Me and a couple of mates and my other half. We were coming back from a day drinking in Edinburgh, and this lad got on. He was absolutely smashed off his face. Right? It was a great lad. Was having a great laugh. Really thick Scottish accent. Some of what he was saying I couldn't understand. And all of a sudden, he just starts going, Mr. Worldwide. And he kept calling me Pitbull for the whole journey home. So, yeah, you can say about Ginger all you want, but that ain't, you ain't topping Pitbull, mate.
Right,
I'll take that. You need a pair of glasses.
Pitbull was. Oh, bloody hell. Look, I think tonight, instead of 4, just get the result, get to Fulham, get the result. Honestly, at this point now, with the games we've got, just get wins. Because obviously, Liverpool in December is when it really starts to get into real serious mode. And by that point, I want to be, I'm not saying top, at least top 2.
Yeah.
Really. Because I think for me, that draw on Saturday was annoying. Because I think we're winning 1-0. If you can nick a 1-0, Rock playing well, fine. Like obviously, Arsenal getting Arsenal, by the way, before we move on, right, in the stream, Arsenal got so lucky against Leicester. Like,
that's all it takes, though, isn't it?
But the thing is,
this is what the thing with Arsenal. They get all the luck in the early part of the season, don't they? And they get too overexcited. But they don't keep it going.
They have been terrible though. Let's be honest, right? They have been nowhere near the level of last year or the year before that. Like, if you've watched them right defensively, like at times it's been a bloody shock. Like the way they're up 2-0 at home against Leicester, a new Premier team, and you throw away a 2-0 lead. I know they won anyway, but it doesn't look good, does it? When you can see 2 goals in the second half, and all of a sudden like you're back 2-0 and trying to win a game 3-2. I mean, if you want to win the league title, you have to win a game like 3 or 4-0 and get the game done. That's how it should be. A game like that should be a win at home. Should be a fight back. So I know, like I know it's early days to say right now, but I think a game like that. I mean, obviously Fulham on Saturday would be easy, but I just want to see us just start turning through a little bit. So games to try. I mean, Brentford obviously was a hard game, but I want to try and see us get games done and wrapped up with quickly again because don't be panicking every game again. Obviously, but don't see that again.
I think we'll be all right. Be fine tonight. Minutes in the legs. Get the win. Get home. Fulham at home on Saturday. Should beat Fulham. And then it's the international break again. And then you start getting into the real nitty gritty. Then it's the lead up to Christmas. It's that run of fixtures is good. We've got quite a lot of good home games coming up.
But in December, December's where it starts getting. Here we go.
Yeah.
Like
we'll see what we're made of. Just take it one game at a time, because we've not all season. We haven't had a bad performance. We haven't played.
No.
We haven't played this season where we've walked off and thought, well, that was shit. That was horrific.
The Newcastle game wasn't great, if we're being honest.
It wasn't.
No, it was.
Well, from what people have said, it wasn't great, but we weren't dreadful.
We weren't
average
dreadful.
at best.
There was just a lack of creativity in midfield.
But we still got
there wasn't enough direct play.
But would you take a draw at Newcastle? Okay. Tough ground to go.
It's like
I'd rather get a win.
2-1. I tweeted out saying it's a good point at a difficult ground, but taking the performance into account, it was a disappointing point. So it's a good point, but it's disappointing at the same time.
I get it.
Being 1-0 up as well was also annoying. If you're like 1-0 down and came back to 1-1, I would be like, okay, cool, whatever. But like 1-0 up, like the penalty as well. If we just managed it better, especially about Isak, about Isak as well, it'd have been great. But
I heard a lot of people saying if Newcastle had Isak, this would have happened. This would have happened. But we were missing Rodri, we were missing De Bruyne, we were missing Ake. We've got injuries as well. It's not just other teams.
Yeah, exactly. I say, but obviously for us three, obviously it's always the next game, which was obviously more important. Obviously tonight, get the win, get the start. If we can get to end a Saturday with 2 wins out of 2 games, I'm happy. I don't care if Liverpool win their game, because at the end of the day, right, being top right now means nothing anyway. It means nothing right now. Like it's still way too early to sort of decide lead up anyway. For me, the title race starts in the new year. That's when it really starts.
I thought the league was over when Rodri got injured.
Oh well, yeah.
I thought the league was over this weekend when we drew against Newcastle.
Mate, Steve, if we go unbeaten this season, win the league, mate, it's over. We hold. If we go at that, if we go invincible and break their unbeaten record,
shut up.
No, I know it happening. We will lose again.
We'll talk about it in May if we're still unbeaten. We're not talking about it now.
No, good point.
Not in fucking October.
No, definitely not. It's
Too
not
early.
even, it's not a possibility now. Don't talk about it.
No. Yeah.
Shut it.
But look, obviously it'd be nice, but we all know how this goes. Like City and unbeaten doesn't always last very long after a while.
Do you know what? I honestly think if we were 38 games down and we were unbeaten, Pep would purposely lose the last game.
If we were 38 games down, the season would be over.
Sorry,
exactly.
37. 37, my bad. 30, it's been a long day. Been a long 2 weeks. 37 games down, Pep would and the league was won, obviously, already. Pep would purposely lose the last game.
Yeah, he'd put Edison up front and play Carson.
Yeah.
We still win 2-1 at the end of the game. Mate,
Edison hat-trick.
Imagine the meltdown, mate. The meltdown would be glorious. Because at that point, there's nothing to say anymore. Nothing to say. That Invincibles thing, out the window. And we hold that over them. Everyone would, forever. Everyone wins. Everyone
wins.
Does
that make us? Because obviously you've got the argument of obviously United's treble and their, that 2008 team they had, was it?
2004, wasn't it?
No, the one where they were on, like, had Ronaldo and...
Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney.
Yeah. And you've got that debate, is that the best Premier League side ever? Surely, if this team was to go unbeaten, then that categorically says that Manchester City are the best Premier League side ever, because we would have done 100 points, domestic quadruple, treble, and unbeaten.
Unfortunately not, mate.
Statistically,
Charges. No, it doesn't count.
The Centurion season is better than anything anybody's done.
It's true, but again,
we've done the treble. We've done 4 in a row. Nothing City does is good enough. We all know that City are the best team.
Well, but
nobody will admit it because we don't play in red. Nobody will admit it.
That's absolutely true. Do you know what? I was going to say at the end. I think first show of the 3 of us back together again. It's been nice to sort of have this nice.
Yeah, sorry, I've missed a few.
It is what it is, mate. Look, again, at some point we're back to consistent episode every week again. Look, well, hopefully next week we'll back to that again. No guarantees. It's life. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, right, we'll always try our best to be here every week. Obviously, obviously we're mentally all good. All that kind of stuff. It is what it is. Obviously,
we're all absolutely fine. By the way, we're all absolutely fine. I think it's just the case. A couple of things have happened, like changing jobs, moving house, blah blah blah.
And also Rodri getting injured as well. I was happy with that.
Rodri getting injured, yeah.
It was emotional heartbreak. We were all recovering.
I was just crying. But no, it's fine now. We're all good.
We went into Arsenal
all good.
mode, didn't we?
But if you're not feeling all right, speak up to someone because it helps.
Absolutely. Absolutely facts. And big up everyone in the chat as always for obviously commenting, and big up to everyone's support so far. I mean, it's going really well so far. Not far of subscribers now on YouTube. We're getting very close to it now, so hopefully we get there soon. I'm not obviously it is what it is. Obviously, depending on how long it takes us to get there. But the fact that people are still watching every week is good for us. So thanks to everyone obviously for tuning in for the game, and we'll see you guys next week for another episode of the podcast. Take care, everyone.
See you later, guys.
Thank you. See you next
Have a good
week.
week.